Welcome back to Radio Shack. Now with the sneak peek episode of the rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I thought, why not do a video celebrating the 15th anniversary of the 2003 TMNT series? And I know, I get it. I'm a little late. I'm a little over 5 months late, but it doesn't matter. That's besides the point. We're still going to celebrate 15 years since the debut of the 2003 TMNT series. Didn't mean for all that to rhyme, but this was the series. This was the TMNT series to a lot of people. This was the series that first introduced some people to the Ninja Turtles. This was the Turtle series a lot of people were waiting for some people. And a lot of people will defend this series to a T. Me being one of them. Right before the 2012 series, I defended this series like I didn't think we were going to get another great series like this series, but 2012 series ended up proving me wrong, and we got another great rendition of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now for the new one, we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about 2003 series, and this series was in an era of great animated cartoons. This era was probably the de facto time for animated cartoons. Besides the 90s, this was a great era in general for animated cartoons. And speaking of the animation for this show, the animation for the show was top tier in this era of cartoons. But not only was the animation great, the action was great. Being an action adventure show, it was one of the great shows for action. I mean, when I look at animated cartoons that have a lot of action in it, I look to this, Justice League the Animated Series, Shaolin Showdown, all those type of shows had some great fighting choreography in the animation, and this was one of the Turtles. The Turtles were, a little bit more grounded, taken it a little bit more seriously. I mean, its predecessors did have some serious moments, but this was a little bit more grounded, gritty, and took the Turtles a little more serious and had some serious story arcs for the Turtles in developing all of its characters. And that's what I think really drew a lot more people to it. I mean, yes, it was serious, but it still had a lot of fun, though. I mean, there's still some things that you can laugh at in this show, even though it is leaned more on the serious route. And that's what I really love about the 2012 series. It took, this series and the 80s series and blended it together to make its own tone, and I think it blended it really well. In this series, the characters were greatly developed. I've stated before that this is my favorite version of Leonardo, is the best version of Leonardo to a T. But a lot of the characters have a lot of standout moments as well. We have a new incarnation of April O'Neil, as she is more on the tech side, on the computer side of things, befriending Donatello, and not only that, this is my favorite version of Casey Jones. Casey Jones is awesome in this series. But not only were the heroes great, the villains were awesome in this series. I think we're at the best in this series, where you're talking about Hun and the Purple Dragons, or whether we're talking about Baxter Stockman, who Baxter Stockman is. This is the best version of Baxter Stockman, in my opinion, as well. If they were able to do a version of this Baxter Stockman in the movies, I think it would be phenomenal. And, I love my Triceratons, but the Shredder, the story arcs with the Shredder were great. And finding out the twist that he was a Utrom the whole time, what was a great twist in its own. Like I said, the characters are great, but the story arcs they went through are even more awesome with the characters. Whether we're talking about, stories with the Shredder, whether we're talking about the Turtles in space, where we're talking about one of my favorites, the Battle Nexus, whether we're talking about the Ninja Tribunal. A lot of things, a lot of story arcs they did are some of the things that they also incorporated into the 2012 series, which I think is a great test to show that this series was beloved. But like I said, this series did a lot. I mean, it also explored having superheroes in this. I mean, it's crazy, but not only did it do all those things with the character, the story arcs, we had some interesting spin-offs where we're talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fast Forward and Back to the Sewer. Now, Fast Forward I think was somewhat of a fun time. A lot of people will say that this is where the series kind of dipped a little bit, but I had fun with it a little bit. I mean, the theme song I really like. I mean, if you, I think all the TMNT theme songs are great, and this is one of them, you know. But you know, Going to the Future was a little weird, but it had some interesting takes on it. And then we had Back to the Sewer, which was okay at best. But then we ended it with Turtles Forever, which is where I thought we were never going to get another Turtle series. And lo and behold, we're on our fourth installment, or should I say fifth installment of a TMNT series. And I'm glad that this helped pave the way for what we're getting now. I look back at the series as one of the staples of animated cartoons, not just for Ninja Turtle cartoons, but for cartoons in general. It did a lot of things. I mean, the incarnations, doing different things, taking it more serious, having a lot of action, you know, doing some things different. That's what I love about Turtles. You know, in general, they have their own dimensions where these stories take place, and you can have a different iteration for each of them and enjoy them. So no matter what, if you love or hate a series, there's still someone out there that loves a series. And being a Turtle fan, that's all you can hope for, and that's what I love about this series, that there's a lot of fans behind this one. And it helped translate to having people love the 2012 series. Now we're going to see what happens with this new series of Rise of the TMNT, but I fondly remember this. I would love to talk more about this series. If you want me to do like my favorite episode lists, you know, talk about some of my favorite characters in the show, comment below and join the conversation, and maybe we'll do future videos on this. But as always, if you enjoy my thoughts, make sure you like, subscribe, you know, and don't forget to power up that notification bell, you know, anytime you want to be notified, anytime I upload a video. But as always, my last video will be in the links down below, and until my next video, I will see you later.